Before you turn off the video, let me tell you something that happened last month. I had spent the entire morning cleaning. I mean scrubbing, vacuuming, the whole 9 yards, because my sister-in-law was coming over. You know the one. I finally sat down with a cup of tea. The sunlight hit the living room window, and all I could see were streaks. And then I looked over and saw that pile of mail on the counter. My house was clean, but it just didn't look clean. It felt old. It's so frustrating, isn't it? Well, I've learned that we're often fighting the wrong battle. We're scrubbing for germs when the real problem is visual. We're making these silent mistakes that just sabotage all our hard work. So stick with me today, because I'm sharing the 11 mistakes I stopped making, and the last one? Trust me, the last one is the one that changes everything. If that sounds familiar, and you enjoy practical tips that actually work, I'd be so grateful if you took just a second to click that like button. It helps me know what you want to see. All right, let's get right into it. As you get comfortable, I just love to know where you're watching from. Drop a comment below. I love seeing how far our little community stretches. Okay, the first few tips are the big ones. These are the ones that have the most immediate impact on light and space in your home. I know it sounds backwards, doesn't it? You'd think you need the sun to see the dirt, but here's the secret. That bright, hot sun is your worst enemy. It evaporates the cleaner, whether it's Windex or your own mix, way too fast. And that is what causes those awful, milky streaks you can only see when the light hits just right. It's maddening. So here's what you do. Wait for a nice, gray, overcast day. It's the perfect day for window washing. And what should you use? Forget the fancy stuff. A bucket of warm water with a few drops of regular blue dish soap or a good splash of white vinegar is all you need. Now, here's the part most people get wrong. Please step away from the paper towels. They just fall apart and leave lint everywhere, making a whole new mess. You need a good squeegee. Start at the top and pull it straight down in one smooth motion, wiping the squeegee blade on a clean rag after each pull. Or if you want to use my grandmother's trick, use a stack of old newspaper. It sounds strange, but the ink and the paper texture work like a charm and leave a truly streak-free, lint-free shine. It's a bit messy on the hands, but the results are worth it. This one is right along the same lines. You just cleaned your windows, now look at your mirrors, especially the one in the bathroom. If it's foggy, streaky, or has those little toothpaste splatters, the whole bathroom looks dingy. You can use that same 50-50 water and white vinegar mix you might use for windows. But here's the trick. Stop wiping in circles. That just pushes the grime around and creates those swirly streaks. Instead, use a flat weave microfiber cloth, not a fluffy terry cloth one. Fold it into a square. Now, wipe with all vertical strokes, from top to bottom, covering the whole mirror. Then, go back and wipe with all horizontal strokes, from side to side. It feels a little strange at first, but it completely erases every single streak. It makes the mirror almost disappear. Just a quick note though, if your bathroom mirror has those creeping black spots right on the edges, I'm afraid that's called desilvering. That's when moisture has gotten behind the glass and damaged the reflective backing. You can't clean that off. That mirror just needs to be replaced. All right, let's be honest. We all have that spot, don't we? For me, it was the end of the kitchen counter. For you, it might be the dining room table or that little entryway console. It's where the mail, the keys, the sunglasses, the receipts, it's where it all goes to die. We call this the landing strip, and right now, it probably looks more like an airport disaster zone. Here's the thing. Our brains are wired to see flat, empty surfaces as clean. A cluttered surface, even if you just dusted it, reads as messy. So you have to stop this pileup, but you don't have to be perfect. The solution is to create a dedicated drop zone, not the whole counter, but one single decorative tray, or a nice woven basket, or a pretty ceramic bowl. This one little item contains the daily mess. It gives your keys and mail a home. The rest of your surfaces stay clear, and suddenly your whole house looks 50% tidier. And this is where I use the 1-minute rule. If it takes less than 60 seconds to deal with, like putting junk mail straight into the recycling or hanging your keys on the hook, just do it now. Don't put it down to deal with later. Trust me on this. It's a habit that changes everything. Okay, so we've handled the big surfaces, the windows, the mirrors, the counters. That already makes a huge difference. But now we get into the sneaky stuff. These are the things that we don't even see anymore. But our guests do. This is the hidden grime that makes a house feel old. When was the last time you really looked at your baseboards? Go on, take a peek. I'll wait. They're probably the floor's dusty, scuffed secret, right? Think of your baseboards as the picture frame for your walls. If the frame is dirty, the whole picture looks drab. Clean baseboards make the entire room look freshly painted. It's amazing. Now, you don't have to get on your hands and knees and scrub for hours. First, give them a good wipe with a damp cloth. If you have tough scuffs from shoes or the vacuum, a little baking soda on that damp cloth works wonders. But here is the hack that changes the game. After they're clean and dry, take a new dryer sheet and just wipe it all along the top edge. It picks up any last bit of dust, and the anti-static coating in the sheet actually helps repel future dust. It'll stay cleaner, longer. This next one is a big one. Think about your light switches and outlet covers, especially the one by the front door or the one going into the kitchen. Everyone touches them, all day long, every single day, but nobody ever cleans them. Go look at yours. You'll probably see they're covered in this sticky, brownish film from all the oils on our hands, and we just become blind to it. It's one of those things that instantly makes a room feel grimy. Now, cleaning them is easy, but you have to be safe. This is so important. Never, ever spray cleaner directly onto a switch or an outlet. You just don't want liquid getting in there. For safety, I'll even sometimes flip the breaker for that room, just to be extra careful. Then, spray your all-purpose cleaner onto your cloth, not the wall. Wipe down the plate firmly. For the gunk that gets stuck in the little cracks around the switch itself, use an old toothbrush or a cotton swab dipped in a little cleaner. You will be shocked and maybe a little horrified at what comes off, but the difference is incredible. It's like a fresh coat of paint. These are the kinds of details we talk about all the time on this channel. If this is the kind of practical, no-fluff advice you've been looking for, I do hope you'll consider subscribing and joining our community. We share new ideas just like this every single week. All right, so we've tackled the hidden grime. These next few tips aren't really about dirt at all. They're about what I call visual noise. This is the stuff that makes a room feel chaotic and cluttered, even after you've tidied up. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That tangled, dusty mess of wires and power cords behind the television, or the jumble of them under your desk. It's this visual spiderweb that everyone just politely agrees to ignore. But your brain sees it, and it registers as chaos. Now, a lot of people just use a zip tie to bundle them together. That's better than nothing, but it still looks like a bundle of cables. The real solution is to make them disappear. My favorite way to do this is with something called a cable raceway or a cable duct. It's a long, thin plastic channel that has sticky tape on the back. You just stick it right to your wall or to the back of your TV stand. You tuck all the cords inside and snap the cover on. And the best part? You can paint them the exact same color as your wall. The cords vanish. It's such a clean, professional look, and it's so easy to do. I love my houseplants, I really do, but a dying plant sends a very strong signal of neglect. Look at your plants. Do you have one with a bunch of yellowing, wilted, or brown, crispy leaves? Let's be honest, that plant emotionally checked out 3 weeks ago. It's not adding life to your room, it's adding a little bit of sadness. Snip off any dead or yellowing parts immediately. A well-pruned plant looks healthy and intentional. And here's a shortcut if your plants are just dusty. This works for both real and artificial ones. If they're small enough, just pop them right into the bathtub or shower. Give them a 30-second lukewarm rinse. It washes all the dust off the leaves. Just let them drip dry for a bit before you put them back. They will look brighter, happier, and so much cleaner. We vacuum our rugs, of course, but over time they can get, well, a little sad. They get matted down or they hold on to a bit of a musty smell, especially if you have pets. And a dirty, worn-out rug makes the entire floor feel dirty, no matter how much you just mopped. Here's a fantastic shortcut to freshen them up between deep cleans. Get a box of regular baking soda. Sprinkle it generously all over the entire rug. Don't be shy with it. Let it sit there for at least 15 or 20 minutes. An hour is even better. Then just vacuum it up thoroughly. The baking soda is a brilliant deodorizer. It just pulls all those old smells right out. Oh, and another quick tip. If it's an area rug, make sure you're flipping it over and vacuuming the back of it too, every once in a while. It pushes out all the deep down grit that the vacuum can't pull through the top. Is that baking soda trick one you already use, or is this new to you? Okay, we are almost there. We've handled the big surfaces, the hidden grime, and the visual noise. These last few tips are what I call the pro-level polish. This is what takes your home from just clean to truly well-maintained. And this is where the real satisfaction comes in. This one is so fast, and it feels so good. Go look at your kitchen sink faucet or your bathroom hardware. Are they covered in little water spots and fingerprints? It just makes the whole sink look dirty, even if you just scrubbed it. After you've cleaned the sink, take 30 extra seconds to polish the metal. You can use your glass cleaner, but here's the magic trick. Rub a tiny dot of baby oil onto a soft cloth and buff the chrome. Or even easier, just rub it with a piece of wax paper. This not only shines it up to a high gleam, but it also leaves a tiny film that repels new water spots. It'll stay high shine for days. It's like the little diamond earring that finishes the outfit. This might be the most important mindset shift. It's ignoring all those tiny little broken things. You know, the little nail hole in the wall where a picture used to hang, the tiny chip of paint on the door frame, the cabinet knob that's always just a little bit loose. Each one is a tiny problem, but together they just shout neglect. They undermine all the hard cleaning you did. The problem is, when we see them, we think, oh, I'll have to get all the stuff out. It's a whole project. So we put it off. The solution is to create a small, accessible fix-it kit. Get a little shoebox or a plastic container. Inside, keep a small tub of spackle, a little putty knife, a small square of fine grit sandpaper, a multi-bit screwdriver, and, this is key, a labeled sample pot of your wall paint and your trim paint. Now, when you see that nail hole while you're dusting, you don't think project. You just grab your kit. It's a 5-minute fix. This one habit, more than almost any other, makes your home feel loved and truly cared for. Okay, this is the one I promised you. And this might be the biggest silent mistake of all, because we think we're doing the right thing. It's using too many different cleaning products. We're all guilty of it. We spray a multi-surface cleaner on the counter. Then we follow it with a polish. Then we might use a disinfecting wipe on top of that. We think all these layers are making things extra clean. But here's the truth. You're just creating a chemical science experiment on your surfaces. These products aren't meant to be layered. They leave behind a sticky, dull residue. And you know what that sticky residue does? It acts like a magnet. It attracts more dust, more grime, and more fingerprints. You're actually making your house look dirtier, faster. This was the biggest shock to me. For 90% of your home, you only need 3 simple things. First, a degreaser. Good old-fashioned dish soap and warm water is the best degreaser on the planet. Second, a disinfectant for when you need it. And third, a glass cleaner. And honestly, that 50-50 water and white vinegar mix we talked about works for that, and as a mild disinfectant. Stop buying all the different polishes and dusters and specialty sprays. Simplify your cleaning caddy. Your surfaces will be truly clean, not sticky, and your whole home will look and feel so much fresher. And that's it. It's amazing, isn't it? A truly clean and inviting home isn't really about hours and hours of backbreaking scrubbing. It's about seeing. It's about training your eye to spot these little silent mistakes. The streaky window, the dusty baseboard, the cable mess, the sticky residue. Fixing one of these 1-minute details often has a bigger impact than an entire hour of cleaning. You're not just cleaning, you're maintaining, and that makes all the difference. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I hope these tips were helpful and maybe gave you a new way to look at your home. You take care, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.